doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out. Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Base Coverage. I'm your host, Jamal Clay. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be a very special show because it's an instant reaction show as the league just dropped a bomb on us in terms of the interconference opponents teams are going to be playing. I just wanted to dive into that a little bit and see what you guys thought. So in the meantime, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Let me see what you guys think, especially on this show, because I want to pick everyone's brain and let me know what you guys think about what we have going on. So before the league actually dropped this video, I was in the process of sending out a wish list of teams I want to see play week 1. And that consisted of, Barcelona, Madrid. That consisted of Paris, Munich. And the other one was Vienna versus Fire. Well, we have potential getting one of those matchups because the other two aren't going to happen. All right, but let's dive into this. Let's dive into the potentials of the schedules of 2024, and I got some notes. So, one thing I would say is that it's hard to project which games are going to be good matchups or not, just because the teams aren't fully built yet. Right, we're still waiting for teams to build out the roster. So the only thing that I can really go off of is experience and past history and reputation from the organization. So those are the only real things that I can and will go off of. So a couple things. Let's start with the hardest schedule in terms of interconference opponents. So the East really got hit hard in this predicament because the three teams that I think got the hardest in terms of their conference and interconference schedules all play in the East. And that is the Prague Lions, who have to play not only their interconference schedules with three teams that went to the playoffs, Berlin, Rostov, Vienna. Now they also got to play Munich and the Hamburg Sea Devils. Munich and the Hamburg Sea Devils. So Prague got a rough one, all right? The other team that got a rough one, the Rostov Panthers, they're going to play Frankfurt and Stuttgart, a little playoff matchup. One thing I like that the league did here is that they gave a team that had success last year other interconference opponents who had success. I think by doing that, it's going to level the playing field. It's going to create more parity, and we're going to see great matchups. And the two matchups between the Panthers and these two teams are example of that. And the other team that got hit hard in the East is the Berlin Thunder, right? So the Berlin Thunder, they have to play Paris and they have to play the Fire, right? A little playoff rematch as well. So, no, Fire's not playoff rematch. They play the Galaxy, but they got to play the Fire in Paris. So, yeah, again, it's hard to project which teams are going to be good or not, but just based off repetition, organization, how these teams have built in the past, we got some good matchups. And those three teams definitely have the hardest schedule, I think, out of any other teams in the league. Teams that got let off easy. One team, back-to-back years, got an easy draw. And it's not going to be a favorable matchup, but the Vienna Vikings got an easy draw. All right, because, of course, they got to play the Raiders, and we all think that's a great rivalry, but they beat the Raiders since joining the ELF. The Raiders have never beat the Vikings, right? And then they got to play my guards. And I don't think Asume likes me because he keeps giving my guards, really, really strong out-of-conference opponents. It was the Fire last year, and now we got to play Vienna, who I feel like is going to be on a redemption tour based on how they finished last year. So we'll see how that pans out. But Vienna has a easier path for success heading into 2024, but we'll see how all that pans out and how these teams continue to build their roster. All right. We lost the rivalry this year, at least. I don't think this is what we're going to lose for good, but we're not going to get the black and blue game with the Rostov Panthers and the Hamburg Sea Devils. However, we do gain a new rivalry with the Madrid Bravos and the Barcelona Dragons, a fairly new rivalry, the ELF El Clasico, and we'll see how that pans out heading into this season. All right, so with all that being said, obviously I stated in the beginning, I had a pre-wish list of seeing 3 games week 1, and it was Munich, Paris, it was Fire, Vienna, and it was Madrid, Barcelona. So this is my new wish list for 2024. All right, I want again Madrid, Barcelona. who I think we're going to get a chance to see. I want to see in week 1. So give that game to me on a Saturday night. All right. Make it my lunch special as part of this trio. The next game I want to see Berlin versus Paris. All right. Berlin versus Paris. 2 teams that have not faced each other. Could potentially be good. We're seeing the team that Paris is building. So to complement that with the team that Berlin's bringing back, with all those guys with experience, this already has great game potential headlines in it. All right, we're going to see what Paris continues to do, see what you could tell they're putting an emphasis on the offensive line with the guys that they brought in and, dominating their homegrowns and bringing them back. So we'll see, but that's going to be a good game. And then lastly, you gotta have the champs play week 1. Last year, Vienna, or 2 years ago when Vienna won, they had a week 1 bye. I don't want to see the Fire get a week 1 bye. I want to see the Fire in action. And if they bring back everyone, I want to see them play the Galaxy. Because I want to see, this new team that the Galaxy is building, which they're building to beat the Fire, and I want to see them play the Fire and see are they ready for that action. All right. Is Jadrian Clark coming back? I think he will. Based on how his schedule's set up, I haven't talked to him, but I'm assuming he'll come back. So to see a Jadrian Clark and a Luke Zaraka battle week 1 will definitely be something. Will definitely be something worth watching. But the league is giving us 8 new matchups, 16 games, and kudos to them. Good job for how they sorted it. The one question I do have is why put Madrid in the West, right? Why put Madrid in the West? I think you could have pulled Berlin over to the West. You could have pushed Munich to the East based on, geographically. And then why don't you keep Madrid in the Central? All right. So that would be the only thing I had a question about when realigning the conference, but we'll see. But, hey, special reaction, instant reaction. The league dropped a bomb on us by releasing the 2024 opponents for each team. And this is gearing up for more excitement heading into next season. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment, like this video. We'll chat soon.